Hey, it's Dave.
And Dan.
And welcome back to Beyond Headwaters. Hey, it's been a minute then, and so we are glad and excited to be back. Look forward to doing some fun stuff, some educational stuff. Dan was just out, and he did a really nice video, and I'm going to let him share more about that.
Yeah, so what I was doing, I was out doing a little spinnerbait fishing here recently, and I set up a camera, took some video, and actually had a pretty good day. I was out hunting some. I mean, I've fished pretty much everywhere out here, but I was hunting some new water to see if I could find if some fish had moved around. So a spinnerbait can be a really good search bait. As you'll see in the video, this particular day it was low overcast and a west wind, which is just it's prime for spinnerbait fishing.
Okay.
So I was throwing this little thumper spinnerbait.
Yep.
A small spinnerbait, and I was doing a lot of short range stuff you'll see in the video, and I'll explain to you how I was fishing it and why I was fishing the way I was doing.
Okay, cool. So the video's coming up. Make sure you check it out, and don't forget, we really appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Your information isn't shared. Give us a thumbs up and comment below. If you like the video, say hey.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Yep. Yeah. So I think you'll like it.
Yeah, there you go. All righty, well, catch the video, and we will see you on the next one. And everyone have a blessed, prosperous, and most importantly, a healthy, happy new year. So long.
See you guys. So I wanted to give you an idea of what my setup is today. So if you noticed in the video, I have a lot of really short range targeting little points and clumps of grass. So I tend to normally like a 7-foot rod, but in this situation where I'm doing a lot of short range casting, little roll cast, a little 6 foot rod really works well in that situation. The rod I happen to have is a St. Croix Bass Series rod, and it is a 6'6" medium heavy power, fast action. Got a nice little short, about a 10-inch butt on it. I'm running a Shimano SLX, and my line is a 20-pound braid made by Cortland. They make fantastic braid. It's all made in Cortland, New York. I'm also running the Cortland fluorocarbon leader. Now, I don't always think it's necessary to run a fluorocarbon leader with a line-to-line knot. I tend to prefer that. I feel like I got a little shock absorber. This happens to be 20-pound. Now, if I was running straight to my bait, I prefer running straight 30. It gives me a little more protection of breakage. When you got that thin 20-pound line, sometimes it frays easy and it weakens, and you can end up losing a couple baits. So again, nice St. Croix bass rod and an SLX. It's a great entry level rod and reel combo. You should be getting into it for less than 250 bucks with line, spinnerbait and all. Spinnerbait. This is made by Thumper Spinnerbaits. A friend of the channel, Eric, he's in Illinois. He has his own spinnerbait making business. He makes custom spinnerbaits. Look in the description below to get his contact info. He does special orders. He can do large orders, small orders. He can do the silicone skirts. He can do the old school rubber skirts, which are really cool. They have a lot of action to them. They're different than your silicone skirts. So check out Eric in the description below, and I'm sure he can fill some orders for you. So I'm going to get back to fishing here and see if we can catch a few more. The sun's starting to burn off a lot of this overcast, and that reminds me, like I was saying a little earlier, the conditions today for low overcast skies with wind out of the west, air temperature about 73, water temperature's been about 66. I'm just plugging around here, throwing a spinnerbait, getting up close to things. I've had some pretty cool takes, as you've seen in the video. Great conditions for a spinnerbait. Now that may be changing here soon because a lot of this cloud cover is going to burn off. It's about 9:45, 10 o'clock now, so this is going to burn off, and it's probably going to change the fish's attitude. So anyway, check the description below for the rod, reel, and Eric spinnerbaits. There he is right there. So we'll come back and got it. Alright, so spinnerbait just fell right out. So you saw that. So you saw I was fishing real close to the boat. My cast not even 25, right? Not even 25 feet. Small fish, but you can catch big fish doing the same thing. That's what I really like about a spinnerbait. It's a great short range tool. So what I mean by that is that, like, you can pitch it in places like you saw here, that it's really thick. And the beauty of a spinnerbait, even though it's got an exposed hook, it's very weedless because you have this arm that sticks up and it blocks a lot of vegetation from getting in line with the hook. So the technique, like I'm telling you, that I've been using today is mostly short range. You'll see I've made longer casts, but sometimes that fish there was less than 10 feet from the boat when it bit. You can put the spinnerbait in places that and fish it where normally they're going to see like a plastic worm or something of that nature. But short range spinnerbait, it's a lot of fun. You really work on your casting techniques, roll cast. As you can see, I do a lot of roll casting. Sometimes I'll even pitch a spinnerbait, trying to get it into a small spot. Like this is a small pocket here, and it just looks like a right place for the fish to be. I felt them bite it once, fished it back in, and you saw I was fishing it really slow. I'm watching the blades turn. And another technique that I use is called twilighting. Let me change angle a bit here so you can see me. So one of the techniques that I like is called twilighting. So I'll cast, I use it in a lot of different situations. So what that kind of means is I'll cast my spinnerbait and I'll fish it at a depth where I lose sight of it. You're going to need your polarized glasses on to do it. So you'll see these blades flashing, and then as it gets deeper, you'll lose sight below the water surface. You're going to lose sight of the spinnerbait, and that's called twilighting. And I found years ago, when you lose sight of it, that's about the depth that I seem to catch a lot of fish at. So fishing it real slow, I almost working it almost like a worm. And some of these, the video, you might be able to see the way that I'm fishing really slowly. I'm just barely seeing that blade turn. I can see them flashing just a little bit, and a lot of times that'll elicit a strike. So give this short range spinnerbait technique a try. I think you're going to like it. I really enjoyed it. Caught a lot of fish over the years doing it. Spinnerbait choice is really up to you. I like these thumper spinnerbaits. I fished a lot of spinnerbaits. Pick your favorite, but definitely try these. They're really, really good. And give it a shot. You'll like it. Got you, dude. Stay out there. Another one. You saw how I was just creeping it short range, and you couldn't see where I cast, but at 20 feet, 25 feet from the boat, he bumped it once. You saw me make like a girly looking weirdo hook set and cast it back in there, and he hit it and he ate it that time. So nice little fish here. Spinnerbait. Nice healthy fish, real thick. Twice. Saw him flash at it and miss. just missed a bite right off this little patch of grass here. About an half. I'm fishing a little thumper spinnerbait. Gold willow. Small Colorado. It's a small spinnerbait. They seem to be eating pretty good. Another small fish. Some interesting. He puked up here on the deck. Little tiny grass shrimp. Millions of these things and all over Florida. Little guy. Still fun. Damn, that's a big fish right there. That fish absolutely thumped it. Strip drag. Come right off that little point there from the textbook. This little spinnerbait. Probably 3.25, 3.5. Nice fish on this little spinnerbait. Immediately hung up in the hydrilla. But he strip dragged. I thought he was going to be bigger than that. Once he was in the grass, he just stopped. That's pretty cool. Green spot on the side of this, right up here on top of this. I don't know if you can see that. Bright green, but nice fish for sure. That was cool. So the conditions we have today, we're in the low 70s, probably 73, 74 right now. Kind of see, the background looks kind of bright and sunshiny, but we have some low cloud today. West wind. Just poking around with a spinnerbait, trying to find some new areas to fish. I'm finding a few, which is cool. Very cool. A lot of fun. Most of us don't throw the spinnerbait in much anymore. Met a guy this morning at the boat ramp, Benny. If you're watching, Benny, I appreciate you. He just said, hey man, I've been catching them on spinnerbaits the last 2 days. I said, I haven't done that in a while. So right conditions, overcast. It doesn't look like it right now. I'll show you the spin boat. So this fish, a little tiny minnow almost, cast over a piece of cattail and it flipped it up off there. As soon as it came over, he slammed it. Mr. Aggressive. A little bit fun. little bitty swirl right next to the boat. So I just pitched it about 12 feet. It was over a little cattail. I just eased it off and just let it sink. And just barely moved it. Bam, he slammed it. It was like a little ambush point there. A lot bigger what he'll do. Pound and a half, pound 3/4. Fun to catch. On the old spinnerbait. So again, this is a little thumper spinnerbait. Fellow that we know, is a friend of the channel, Eric up in Illinois, has thumper spinnerbaits. You know, on these days when I feel like we need to throw a smaller spinnerbait, they work real good, and they work good on about every day. It's a good spinnerbait day. That's a nice one. Nice little spinnerbait. I may change up in a few minutes to a little bit larger spinnerbait, see if I can increase the size of my fish and catch it.